The committee, distinguished stakeholders. My name is Dr. Sanusi Ohiare. I'm the Executive Director of Rural Electrification Fund under the Rural Electrification Agency, standing in for my Managing Director. I'm here with some of my colleagues, the Executive Director of Corporate Services, the Head of Legal, and then the Head of the Nigerian Electrification Project. Apologies for my Managing Director, who is currently on the field, somewhere in the Northeast, trying to electrify, some communities. He would have loved to make this presentation himself. We have a formal presentation, which we have made. We have presented 10 copies to the clerk of the committee. However, I'm just here to summarize what we have. As you know, the agency has the mandate under the Electric Power Sector Reform Act of 2004 to provide, promote, and support rural electrification through various technologies. However, because of the very peculiar nature of rural electrification and the country, especially in terms of energy access, where we have so many underserved and unserved areas, we tend to use more of renewable energy technologies to deploy. I'm glad that when Madam Chair was making her presentation, she hoped that with the passage of this bill, more mini-grids, street lights, solar home systems, and the likes will be deployed. I'm glad to inform this honorable committee and stakeholders that the Rural Electrification Agency is already in the forefront of deploying all of these technologies you have mentioned, and also recently introducing an innovation hub to even introduce newer technologies, renewable energy technologies that we can deploy and scale up electricity access throughout the country, which is in line with our mandate. Now, this mandate also established a Rural Electrification Fund, which is supposed to promote, provide, and support rural electrification through public-private partnership. So we basically provide some sort of capital subsidies and grants to well-meaning developers and partner with them, where we bring a part of the money and they also raise equity and debt, and they put it together and deploy projects across the country. This is something that we only started in 2017. Permit me to also mention that the Act has been there since 2004, but some of the provisions were not triggered and operationalized until we were appointed in 2017. That's why, although the Rural Electrification Fund had been there since 2004, but we only operationalized it in 2017 when we came in. And we've had some track records in implementing successfully some of these projects, especially for mini-grids and solar home systems. And on the strength of that, the President has also given us some special projects as a way of special intervention to handle, namely some of the Energizing Education Program. The head of the NEP is here. The Energizing Education Program seeks to provide electricity to 37 federal universities and 7 university teaching hospitals. I'm glad that the honorable representative from Kano is here. Recently, we commissioned a 8 megawatt solar hybrid mini-grid in BUK, Kano. We've also commissioned in Ebonyi, in Fupre. We've commissioned in University of Agric in Benue, Makodi. We've also commissioned the one in Bauchi. I'm glad that I think a member from Bauchi is here. So we have a lot more. Sorry, ma. And that's the reason why this is important, for us to tell you what we are doing and see how we can collaborate to strengthen us so that we can do more. I appreciate the intention and the objective of this committee, but it's important for us to come to you from the point of view of facts and what is already happening so that we do not duplicate efforts, right? We also recognize that there is need to strengthen us so that although we're already doing a lot of renewable energy projects, but there is need because we interact with stakeholders, like Oga Talba here and Dr. Magnus, who are coming from the private sector as well of NGO, to say we need a robust agency, just like you mentioned, that can coordinate and push and scale up renewable energy in the country. And it's on the strength of that we are already working with our committee in power, both House and Senate, where they are reviewing the Electric Power Sector Reform Act of 2004, which basically governs the current structure and the market of electricity sector in Nigeria, where you have NEC, the regulator, you have NEMSA, you have Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading, you have the Rural Electrification Agency, you have the role of the ministry, you have Transmission Company of Nigeria, system operator, market operator, all of this, if you like, licensees, most of them are licensees under the Act. Now, the Energy Commission of Nigeria is not under this Act. I mean, they have their very important role, which is basically to try and promulgate and sort of discover new technologies within the energy space and do research and all of those things, which is good. But we only received, we were not invited officially, given all of these things that we're doing. We're not officially invited. We only saw this 2 days ago. We saw the advert inviting stakeholders for this, and we quickly put our presentation together. Permit me to also mention that this is not the first time an attempt has been made to usurp the power and the mandate and undermine the mandate of the Rural Electrification Agency. In 2019, something like this similar happened, where the Energy Commission wanted to come in and get some powers, knowing fully well that the agency with already existing mandate is there. We challenged it. NERC, NEMSA, everybody was here. We made our presentation and it was killed. We would have expected that after that, we sit down together. It's a good thing that we're both trying to achieve, but who is best able to handle this, given our current mandate, where we don't need to spend too much money? As you know, the Oransaya committee is there, looking at how we can merge agencies and even scrap some. Why do we want to duplicate efforts when we are trying to still reduce some of these bureaucracies that we have? So from our point of view at the Rural Electrification Agency, and I think I speak to some of my other colleagues within the power sector, we vehemently and completely oppose these bills because, one, they are going to duplicate efforts. They are against some of the things that we stand for. We are, as a Rural Electrification Agency, more suitable to quickly, we're already doing this work. So quickly strengthen us, we can continue doing it, right? Why do we need to go and duplicate efforts with another agency? We have the experience, we have the technical know-how, we have the track records. We are building 8 megawatt scale projects, renewable energy projects all over the place. We have some young men within this place. I can see Alex there. These are local developers that 4 or 5 years ago, they didn't know anything about renewable energy. But we've developed hundreds of them in terms of building their capacity. They are doing mini grids all over the country. We have programs like the World Bank program. We are being provided $350 million from World Bank. $200 million from African Development Bank, to carry on most of this renewable. And these people will not bring in money if it's not renewable. So because they have that confidence in us, they are providing all of these funds, for us to do all of these projects. So we are very, very opposed to these bills, and we have submitted our presentation, and we hope that it will be, considered objectively. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.